Welcome to the podcast. I'm Manny Moonraker, and I'm your host today for UFO Buster Radio News number 221. As I said last week, I'm going to make every effort to show up here this week because next week I'm on hiatus. Next week I'm on holiday. As they say across the pond, because in the U.S. we say we're on vacation, bitches. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking a vacation for a week from life in general, but I want you guys to understand that next week we will have some of our, I don't know. Some people want to say it's the greatest hits. Some people want to say it's the shit that you want to listen to. Not that every episode you should want to listen to it, but some of you rather hear from people who are experts in the topic of ufology, paranormal, and everything that has to go probing in the night. That's what I hope to bring you next week. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. I'm going to make sure that those interviews with folks that are active in the ufology circles are presented to you next week. Because after that, I want to tell you that I've been on here and I've been on a, I don't know, what is it? What would you call it? On a campaign to ensure that after June 17th, we will have someone, at least one person, on this podcast promoting what they call is part of their world of the paranormal. Now, some of the things will come under the Dark Horde LLC because some of them are going to be promoting books that are not necessarily ufology, but have to do with the paranormal. Because as I've been telling you the last few weeks, the Dark Horde LLC is about everything paranormal. I don't care what the fuck it is. It could be cryptids. It could be aliens. It could be UFOs. It could be being probed by a demon or something, being possessed. It could be about Nessie. It could be about the chupacabras. Whatever it is. But those episodes will be labeled Dark Horde LLC Spotlight. And those authors who are on here to promote their works will be indicated in that particular fashion. And I'm telling you, you guys have heard about some of these authors, and one of them is Dina Ray. Dina Ray was on here about 2 years ago, almost, and she was on here talking about her book that had to deal with the Nazis and how they used things that we see as paranormal and how they built their army, how they built the things that they were working on, technology, and all that kind of stuff off of things that we label today as paranormal. Would it be like demons, demonology, ghost hunting, and all that other kind of stuff? UFO Buster Radio doesn't really hit on those things. But I think it's important because it's all part of the same thing. And if you look at Skinwalker Ranch and everything that happened there, and Deuce Bigelow, the Space Gigolo, he was interested in that. He paid a shitload of money to get in there. Oh, hashtag, he used the government's money and your tax money. But he used a lot of that money to get in there and investigate that further. All because he saw a UFO when he was a kid with his grandparents. But he used millions of dollars to get in there and investigate the rest of the paranormal because it was attached to UFOs in some way, shape, or form. That's what we're going to do here. No, UFO Buster Radio, the UFO reports, the regular UFO incidents will still remain UFO Buster Radio. But we are a Dark Horde. We are the paranormal. Some of you love the rest of the paranormal. And as the Dark Horde LLC, we're going to bring you the rest of the paranormal, specifically labeled differently on this podcast. But the truth of the matter is that it will still be part of the same topic, part of the same umbrella. Except if you decide that you don't want to hear about demons or Nazis or anybody else, you know you can skip that fucking episode. Go to the next one. Don't do the spotlight. Go to the UFO Buster Radio News like we're going to do today for 221. Listen to that shit. But I know listen, it's hard to say for anyone that does believe in UFOs and aliens. It's hard for anyone in that particular part of the paranormal to say that they don't believe in everything else that's offered on the paranormal. Come on. There's plenty of stories out there that connect the chupacabras. Ah, shit. You know, after a weekend, especially a long weekend, I tend to not speak English. I speak some other fucking language, but English is not it. It's hard to say for those people who believe in UFOs that really don't believe in chupacabras. The aliens in South America that were put together by 5 different fucking bodies. Or even Bigfoot, Nessie, and all those other cryptids. Hell, there's stories out there that say that Bigfoot came along with the Greys. And there's some kind of pet of the Greys that were just let loose to do shit secretly to mankind. I cannot confirm or deny any of that. And if you live in the woods and you've seen the Bigfoot, please call me. Especially if you wrote a book about it, please call me. I want to know what it is. I want to know what your story is. I want to know how many times Bigfoot probed you or not. That's what I want to know. And the truth is that, listen, I'll be honest with you. It's going to be hard going for the Dark Horde because the Dark Horde is not like anyone else. You're not going to hear the stories that we promote any other podcast. That shit will not show up on Coast to Coast. I'm not even lying to you. You already know it. We want to promote basically the truth, but in a raw fashion, because we're not afraid of somebody saying, we're not going to advertise with you anymore because you said the F word. Or we're going to advertise with you anymore, good sir, on Coast to Coast because you said aliens probe people. Are you shitting me? Why else would you be coming down here for decades if you're not probing people? Shut the hell up. Get the hell out of my damn podcast, you idiot. I'm not fucking around with people. Be honest with yourself. If you believe what UFO Buster Radio is doing and the Dark Horde is doing, promote it. I don't care if you're not into demonology. You're not into ghosts. You're not into cryptids. That's fine. But you know what? Understand that it's all connected. And you know what? If you see a tweet, if you see a post, share it. Even if you're not really into it. As a matter of fact, listen to it. Because I guarantee you, if you listen to someone like Dina Ray, who should be coming up shortly, hopefully after June 17th, and also don't forget Sawyer from Heaven's Gate, if you listen to what they're saying, yeah, on the surface, you might think, Sawyer, you're a part of Heaven's Gate. Maybe you're not altogether there. No! If you listen to the last episode with Sawyer, you understand that there's a lot of core human emotion in there. There's a lot of things that make Sawyer no different than anybody else. If you sit around and believe on something you've never seen or never heard or never personally experienced, fuck, guess what? You're in the same damn boat as Sawyer. Even if it is Heaven's Gate. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Come on, stop fucking around. And be happy. Listen, I want to give a shout out, by the way. I want to give a shout out to a few people who listen to the show. Number one, Phil the Weather Guy. I got to give another shout out to him out of Harvard, Illinois. And Phil is part of the David in the Morning Show in Harvard, Illinois. And he actually came out of the closet a few weeks ago and said, I listen to UFO Buster Radio. I just want you to know that. You know, just like that, he said that. I just want to say that. The other one is Mike. Mike says, I listen to UFO Buster Radio. He said that the other day. I was actually on the Facebook Live video of the David in the Morning Show. And Mike said, hey, I listen to UFO Buster Radio as well. Mike, thank you for listening. Henry Stevens, if you're listening, thank you. Dave himself from David in the Morning, if you're listening, thank you. I know Marty Angler listens to me. That's right. You, closet listener, let me know that you listen. And that's the thing. I love closet listeners because they think they can escape Big Brother. Big Brother tells me who the fuck is listening all the time. They tell me where they're located, where they're at, what country, what state. Now, it might not give me my the name, but shit, I mean, they'll even report what damn platform you're using. Are you using an Apple phone? Are you using an iPad or some kind of Surface Pro? they'll get down to that type of data, nitty-gritty of it all. But I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in the folks that say, hey, Manny, hey, what's up? I've got a story for you. I'd like to share it. Folks, don't forget that this is the Blue Collar Podcast about UFOs, ufology, aliens, probing, cow mutilations, and all that kind of stuff. And it needs you. It needs you to feed it. That's why anything that I do, it's about the blue collar perspective. You know, I'm not looking to promote people that were published by Random House. Who the fuck? They got the whole Random House behind them. I'm looking for people who publish books regarding UFOs, paranormal, aliens, freaking ghosts and cryptids and things like that. They paid hard-earned money out of their own pockets to self-publish. Those are the people in the paranormal that need help, and that's what UFO Buster Radio and the Dark Horde is here to help. That's what we're here to do. And like I said, formally in August, that's when we launch everything. But in the meantime, we are going to be reaching out to authors and say, hey, do you want to be in that initial launch? And if you're listening to UFO Buster Radio right now, if you're listening to episode 221 and you want to be part of that initial launch, email me. The Dark Horde, LOC, @gmail.com. Or you can email me right now, Manny at UFOBusterRadio.com or UFOBusterRadio@gmail.com and get some info from me. I want to use you. I'm sorry I got to say, but I'm going to use you as a guinea pig. But I want to use you to show the world that we mean business, that we are going to promote self-published authors in this particular topic any which way but loose. By the way, Clint Eastwood would be proud of that I said that just now. But hey, let's get into what we're here to talk about, and that's the topic of UFOs. Wait, something just something just went wrong with that. I feel like Thanos just snapped his fingers and fucked up my news thing. Let's try that one more time. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Military.com. Now, I know when I say that, you guys are thinking militaryindustrialcomplex.com. Yeah, that's what the first thing I thought when I saw this article by military.com. I'm sorry, guys. Listen, if you write for military.com, shit, if you have an opposing view of what I'm about to report, because it was on your website, military.com, then be free to email me. The contact information is on the description to the episode you're listening to. And fuck it. It was on military.com. I can't say nothing else about it. Because it's on it, you need to live up to it. You need to own it. You need to own the fact that this was on your website. Military.com says, scientists explain why the Navy's tracking UFO sightings. So, you can sit back. Listen, I know you're at your desk. You're on the shitter. You're like driving in your car right now to work. You're driving home in a shitload of traffic right now. And you're about to go into some road rage. And you decided, let me listen to Manny Moonraker for a second, because UFOs is way worse. Ufology is about 10 steps over in the anger level of traffic is. That basically is the truth of the matter. So forget about the guy that just flicked you off or cut you off or decided to race you down the freaking interstate. And forget about that guy. You don't need to pull him over and shoot him in the head, because I know you're thinking about it. Forget about it. Just let it go. Because military.com says that all this shit about the Navy putting out new rules for reporting UFOs is a bunch of bunk. It has nothing to do with this being extraterrestrial life. Not one bit. And as a matter of fact, and I quote, it says, alas, for those who might be tempted to make the leap, such as sightings are not evidence of life on other planets, no one doubts that the pilots are seeing something, but psychologists and specialists in aviation medicine say there are plenty of reasonable explanations for such sightings other than extraterrestrial beings. And this is, I hate to say, people say that I curse too much on this podcast. People say that I say the F word too much. But fuck my life. This is why I curse, to be honest. So you're saying that people in the medical and psychological profession that are paid to help our military service men and women are saying that we don't need to leap to conclusions when they're telling us with, decades of experience, Commander Fravor and everyone else, when they're telling us with decades of experience that they've never seen the shit they've ever seen. Military.com. What the fuck are you smoking? I didn't see anything that said that the military, especially publications like yours, gets to use weed and all kind of other drugs because they feel like it. Where is military.com? Like, what state are they from? Are they in Colorado or California? What the fuck is going on here? I don't get it. You're saying that folks like Commander Fravor, it's saying that this goddamn craft went from 30,000 feet down to water level in seconds, went under the water, came back up, and went the fuck up to 30,000 feet in seconds, way more than his F-18 Hornet can do. That he's not seeing extraterrestrial life. He's not seeing advanced technology beyond what humans can do. He's seeing some kind of a secret drone. Really? First of all, what kind of a drone needs to go that fast to just hang out in the water for a little bit? I don't understand none of this. It doesn't make any sense to me, to be honest. And then I put the link for this article in the description just in case you guys want to cohabitate somewhere with military.com and just read this. Or if you want to be upset during your job and you want to bang on your desk a little bit and scream out Manny Moonraker was right. I would appreciate that, honestly, to be honest, because when you get written up at your job and they try to put you on some kind of corrective action, you can say, Manny Moonraker told me I can do that. Now what? There's another quote in here that I want to give you, and you guys have to hear this because it just talks to that military.com may be part of that military-industrial complex that we were warned about several decades ago. And it's weird because I've heard, the reptilian man, Stephen Greer, talk about this military-industrial complex for so long. But this, through military.com, kind of speaks to it. Here's a quote from this article, and there's a lot more shit in here, which I'm not even going to repeat because it gives me indigestion. And here it goes. Another possibility is that the pilots were seeing something sort of experimental drone or other advanced technology about which they had not been briefed, or the objects were simply satellites. I gotta stop there. Who the fuck wrote this? Or I can't do this. I need to go to bed. Or the objects were simply satellites, such as those launched in May by Elon Musk-founded by the company SpaceX. Now, I don't know about you, and I feel like I'm going to probably stutter a lot right now, and I'm going to do the like that a lot, because when the fuck did Elon Musk and SpaceX said that they were launching fucking satellites that would, from seconds, go from 30,000 down to sea level, and then take a plunge, take a little bath, swirl around in the seawater, like it, and then go back to 30,000 and say, hey, fuck you, F-18 pilots, you freaking apes with hairless apes. You can't fucking follow me. There wasn't a damn thing that Elon Musk and SpaceX published that said that their satellites can do that. Not a single thing. What the fuck is this article talking about? I don't understand. And then it gets even worse, because in the image for this particular episode, I put the picture of one person. One person that comes up. And this is the thing that kills me. God, I feel like I'm on a soapbox on a Monday. This is the thing that kills me about other podcasts, because they love quoting the Fermi paradox. Fuck the Fermi paradox. Fuck Fermi. Fuck Enrico. Fuck everyone. Sorry, I get so worked up about this. They quoted Fermi and his work, and it says the modern quest for signs of extraterrestrial life is said to have launched about 1950, when Nobel Prize-winning physicist Enrico Fermi posed a provocative, was he sitting in panties somewhere? A question to some colleagues at Los Alamos National Laboratory: where is everybody? No, guess what, Fermi? Everybody is the fuck somewhere else. Yeah, thanks to your fucking paradox. Everyone is the fuck somewhere else and doesn't give a fuck about humans. But yet, people are always getting probed and abducted. People are always seeing UFOs. You got service women and men reporting shit that they can't explain, even though they've been on some of the most advanced craft at the time of the sighting. Are you shitting me? Fuck Fermi. Fuck Fermi. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, I said it. So the next time that you're listening to one of those other podcasts that go on and on about the Fermi paradox, fuck the Fermi paradox. That's all I gotta say to you. Don't sit around. As a matter of fact, hang up on those fuckers. Don't even unsubscribe. That's what I'm trying to say. Unsubscribe. Fuck the Fermi paradox. The Fermi paradox does not explain what the fuck Commander Fravor said happened, and all the guys that have been talking about since freaking Memorial Day that happened. The video that I told you guys to go watch last week. The Nimitz incidents. The shit that happened on the East Coast the few years after the Nimitz incident, the close encounters, the near miss crashes with UFOs. That shit does not explain or even come close to what the Fermi paradox is trying to say. Because really, if they're trying to bridge a gap or that line between the Fermi paradox and what happened with the Nimitz, that makes no fucking sense. But again, to someone who doesn't follow ufology, to someone who gives two fucks about UFOs, yeah, they'll look at this and they'll say, oh yeah, To the Stars Academy, they're fucked up in the head. The Nimitz, everybody on Nimitz was smoking heroin and all kind of stuff. They probably don't even have any teeth right now because they lost it all. Yeah, they do crack, they do... No. Don't get the two confused. Don't get the Fermi paradox confused with what happened with the Nimitz or the stuff that happened in the East Coast during that same time frame. Don't get it confused with any other incidents. The Phoenix Lights incidents, don't get it confused with any of that. Don't do it. It's a waste of time. To be honest, there is too much evidence. The body of evidence against the Fermi paradox is phenomenal. So don't even go for that. So yeah, Fermi is the picture for this episode. He's on there. He's looking at you. Yeah, well, he's looking at some kind of shit on the damn picture. But my point of putting his picture on is it's in black and white. It's in grayscale. And guess what? Our sightings, we finally hit the point in the last few years where we can get rid of those black and white sightings. We can get rid of the Roswells. We can say, so fuck you what to Roswell. We can, all of them. It doesn't matter. All these legacy incidents are meaningless. We have so many incidents right now, so many reports in the last 2-3 decades that we don't need something from the 1940s. We don't need someone in a black and white picture to let us know that his explanation of why the fuck we don't know about aliens, and why the fuck no one's out there, and why the fuck they won't contact us, or why the fuck we can't find them. What we need to figure out is who's out there. Why are they out there? Is it our own governments that are fucking with us? Or is it really someone from 4.2 far? Plain and simple. And I told you last week, I really feel that the Nimitz incident in many ways is someone experimenting with unpublished, undisclosed technology, and they used the Nimitz and the flotilla to basically test it. And to be honest, if that's the case, that shit, it passed with flying colors, because here we are. Here we are today. And we, as a society, can't explain that shit. Not one bit. The people that experience it are coming out of the woodworks right now. Yeah, like somebody sprayed an anthill. Or somebody dropped a bunch of ant killer on an anthill, and they're like scurrying, trying to get the fuck out. Oh, let me tell you. Yeah, that's what they're doing right now. They might be riding the bandwagon right now, but I don't know. It is very possible that what they saw was, indeed, experimental craft. But to date, no one certified that. Today, it remains a UFO, unidentified, and not only unidentified, but unidentified by folks that are professional, have experience, have years under their belt dealing in combat situations, dealing with other crafts and identifying them, who saw it with their plain old eyes. I'm sorry, I didn't mean old. Now they're old, but they weren't old back then. But they saw it with their own eyes. And to be a pilot in the Air Force or the Navy, your ass has to have pretty good goddamn vision. So you saw what the fuck you saw. Fuck the technology. You saw what you saw. So any asshole out there who says, oh, they were probably training on a new system that was real. Yeah, okay, great. I get that. Yeah, you saw it somewhere that these people were training on a new system. But guess what, dickhead? They saw it with their own fucking eyeballs. So stop it. Stop that shit. That's the story for today. I know, I took a little bit, I kind of took the long way around. It's almost like beating around the bush. I totally beat around that bush like crazy. But listen, that's the whole thing. Who do you believe? Who do you side with? But it seems like people like military.com are coming in and trying to muddy the waters. And anyone else that says that there was technology during the Nimitz incident that what kind of muddied the waters, yeah. You serious? Check out the video from last week from the Nimitz encounter, because those were reports from the people that were there, not some rubber dicker who's sitting somewhere saying, oh, look at this report here. There was new technology being used at the time. No, shove that up your ass. Go ahead, take your little report, shine it up, turn it sideways, and ram it up your butthole, because that's we don't need that kind of nonsense. You're just sitting behind a desk telling us bullshit because you saw it on some report. Don't be an asshole. Don't discredit all of the military service men and women who were actually there seeing that shit with their own fucking eyes. You're an idiot. Don't publish it anymore. What's your name? You need to just disappear. By the way, it's time to go. UFO Buster Radio is checking out. I'll be back tomorrow. But that article is foul. And so is the song. Peace.